bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún.
Tìdé bíjó ìgbádìyẹ, Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún tìdé. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún Live. Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are joining us. Indeed, after reading the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, the next is to like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell every one of them that Máyégún today, and it's Sunday as well. It's meant to be our Sunday sermon, no holds barred session, so to say. It's going to be a mix of that, though. Thank you for joining me. So tonight, we are starting with two headers. First one, Tinubu in Saudi Arabia to go and participate, is actually participating in a peace summit. It is called Arab-Islamic Summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He has no business there, but he is there anyway. And according to his handlers, Tinubu is in Saudi Arabia to plead with Israel to please embrace peace, to also plead with the Hamas, and then to stop the war in Gaza. This is why he is there. Nothing to do with Nigeria. But he's there anyway. This morning, Tinubu arrived Riyadh, and they posted this clip. As usual, you know, just to show to us that he's in Saudi. So, is there? Our own princess is also in Saudi, by the way. So, princess, did you see Kolu when he arrived this morning? I don't know, maybe he came around your Kaaba or so today. I don't know. But yeah, the summit is to discuss the peace in Middle East. Because this war in Lebanon, this war in Gaza, this war and that war in the Arab world. Tinubu, coming from a contraption that was listed among the IOC, BOIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, which Babangida signed Nigeria up for way back in 1990.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
what
shall I say? Thank you, Like I said, even though Nigeria is not an Islamic country, Babangida dragged Nigeria into it for nearly 40 years ago. And none of these rogues that have come and gone in charge of the contraption have managed to take Nigeria out of it. So Kolu is there. So I think the summit starts tomorrow, Monday. So he arrived here today to go and contribute to this Islamic gathering in the Middle East. While back in Nigeria, in the contraption, the terrorists are having the upper hand. The latest one is that of the Abila Kurawa terrorists that, that killed 15 people in Kirby yesterday. So they have now started the recruitment, a kind of online recruitment. It's not the type that you have to sign up to. No. They are now on TikTok, on Facebook, and they are offering, an invitation to anyone and everyone who is ready to join their crusade in Nigeria in order to further capture Nigeria for Islam, according to these terrorists. Since the poverty level in Nigeria continues to increase, especially in northern part of Nigeria, it won't be really difficult to recruit more fighters, more terrorists to further decimate the contraption. So Tinubu and his handlers believes that looking for peace in the Middle East is a responsibility of theirs, while back home, their people are living in abject poverty and palpable fear. It doesn't really matter, though, to them. So we saw it today when the acting chief of army staff, after the death of Lagbaja, Oluleye, was asking the people to provide them information that will help them to fight the Lakurawa terrorists. Meanwhile, they don't even need they don't even need much publication. The recruitment base for these terrorists is right there in northern Nigeria. Somebody sent this in. They don't have to struggle to get their fighters. Look at these children sleeping rough in northern part of Nigeria.
Wayannan yara ne da tangadan kawo kalli inda suke kwanci almajirai ɗan yara kalli kawo ga Air Force kalli inda yara mana Hausawa ko kuma wasu su ce wai wannan abin shine daidai kada a hana kada a yi kaza wannan shine arewa za ta yi producer a wannan za a yi sai wani imani misali ba su tausaya musu ba kalli rayuwar da suke yan mini yara ga su kalli inda suke kwanci ji rayuwar da suke kalli gadan kan gadan kawo kalli wannan musiba Allah ki tsare mu Allah raba mu da wannan fitina da wala'i wannan ai musiba ce wallahi shugaban arewa sai kun tashi sai.
Those are the potential terrorists that the likes of Boko Haram, Fulani terrorists, and the Lakurawa terrorists, the ISWAP terrorists, and all kinds of other terrorists that we are yet to even know their names in northern part of Nigeria. Those are their potential recruits. In Sokoto State, in Niger State, in Kirby, in Jigawa, in Yobe, Borno, all these places, they have been sort of like overrun by different kinds of group and terrorists. Some of them, they barely report them to the rest of us. The Nigeria DSS, the Dokpemu, the formerly Daura Daura Secret Service, so to say, now Dokpemu Stupid Service, DSS, they will rather go after the rest of you using your phones to talk about the anomalies in that contraption, rather than use the intelligence reports. In Nigeria today, you see, terrorists are now collecting ransom via bank payments. Imagine being so bold, so courageous, and so confident, right, that you could kidnap people, hundreds of them, and you can also ask them to pay you your ransom via bank. So the Dokpemu Stupid Service working for Tinubu would rather go after those they considered as a threat to democracy. These ones are not threat to democracy. I remember when Kaduna Littlefinger, the hellfire of Kaduna, said the terrorists are just doing their business. They are not planning to break up Nigeria. So therefore, the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, the ISWAP, this current one, the Lakurawas and all that, right? They said they are not as dangerous as the IPOB. What's the difference? Said the IPOB wants to break up Nigeria. These ones are just doing business. Similarly, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi also came out to say, you see, the Nigerian government should stop wasting money buying weapons to fight the terrorists or killing them, because what the terrorists just want is that the government should give them whatever they want, including land and all that. The government should sit with them. In Nigeria, right, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is able to locate the terrorists in their different camps. But the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigeria NIA, the Nigeria DSS, the Nigerian Army, they are unable to gather intelligence to locate them. Now, the irony, here is the irony, right? Whenever Sheikh Osama bin Gumi was visiting the camp of these terrorists, right, it will be followed by, or they will provide security for him, the likes of the NIA, the police, the DSS, the army. They will be the one to provide security for Osama bin Gumi to go and meet these terrorists. It will be there with them for hours. The northern governors who commissioned it, they will provide them with vehicles, all the logistics they need to go and meet the terrorists. Then he will meet with them only for this, after the meeting, the terrorists will go out again, they will strike, they will kill, they will maim, they will burn, they will kidnap, they will rape, they will slaughter, they will, name it. And then the military or the police will come out and ask you, please, if you have the information that can lead us to go and find them, please provide us with information. What are you talking about? That is why we call the place a contraption. They are playing with your lives. And here is one of their governors talking about, this one arrested a woman that raised the alarm over this Lakurawa terrorist in Sokoto State. Listen, this is the Sokoto State governor.
Warn our people to stop politicizing issues of security. We cannot secure the state without relevant information from our communities. With you, he, she, me, we can come together and fight this inventory in our state and the country.
Nuisance Lele.
This is a state governor in Nigeria, APC, Egbekegbe governor of Sokoto. That you, me, he, she, we, us can come together to fight this security in our country. That's the caliber of people over there, man. And that's why I told you that, you that is viewing this matter from the southern part of Nigeria, right? You are probably like so enraged. How can we not do this? How can we not just crush these people? Why is it that Nigeria cannot just get rid of this? No, Nigeria can't. Because you know what? In northern part of Nigeria, they are not seen as terrorists. And they call them terrorists. They don't see them as that. The only time you will see some of them and say, all these bandits, they make you, they actually made all of you to be calling terrorists bandits. Mr. Bako and the, what is that book that we read in primary school? Mr. Bako and the storekeeper or something. Inside that book, you hear a story about Uthman Dan Fodio. There's also another story about Uthman Dan Fodio, who was fighting banditry or something. But banditry are those who rob traders, travelers. They don't kidnap. They don't ransack villages. They don't, they don't massacre people. Bandits are the ones who are just like, they will be lurking in the bush, waiting for travelers in the olden days. These ones are armed, fully armed terror group who are claiming that they want to enforce Sharia on the rest of us. All of us, people like me, that is considered, we are considered as infidel. Excuse me. Infidel, unbelievers, all those stinking, dirty-looking, rag-wearing, desert-dwelling criminals in the name of their useless religion or whatever it is to them, right? They believe that I am an infidel, and therefore, because Nigeria is the estate of their forefathers, so therefore, if I cannot convert to their type of Islam, I should be beheaded. And these ones are not treated as terrorists in that northern Nigeria. That's the problem. To the point that they are using, you see, there are also those who control the military. They control the Nigerian defense, what have you. Almost 70 to 80% of the Nigerian military, they are from northern Nigeria. And that is why we have had records of supposed Nigerian soldiers opening fire and killing their colleagues because they believe that they are killing too much of their brothers, the terrorists. Imagine having a country that is battling with terrorism, and yet the same terrorists are said to be repentant terrorists, and they are recruiting them into the Nigerian army, into the army. You go the big form, NDA form. You want to be a soldier in Nigeria, and you're not picking your own death warrant. That's your own death warrant. A country that is so evil enough that the victims of this terrorism are mostly from this northern part of Nigeria and the Middle Belt. Yeah? Well, guess what? They cannot be killed. They can't be wiped off that way. In the name of Allah Akbar, you get, if you decide to go after them, they are likely going to kill you, especially if you are from the southern Nigeria. This is what they have been managing. There's no intention of ending terrorism in Nigeria. A supposed general inside Nigerian army publicly said, if a terrorist, a Boko Haram terrorist, lay down his weapon, he can become the president of Nigeria. He said it. He said this. He didn't even blink. So if you are from southern part of Nigeria, and somehow you are buying their takia, you are buying all their lies, and you are not seeing clearly because of your religion and the rest of that, well, what can I say to you? Shame on you. Because you are probably like, you are an enabler. You are worse than these animals. The criminals in northern Nigeria want them protected, no matter how many people they kill. Enough that in Borno State, where half of the state is controlled, I'm talking about half of the entire state is controlled by terrorists. But guess what? They are bragging that more than 200,000 of them have repented. How can 200,000 terrorists repent, and yet the terrorism hasn't ended? What does that even tell you? If you say, okay, they are repentant terrorists, they are forgiven, and the rest of other nonsense they push in the media, how come the terrorism hasn't ended? How come it has actually escalated? It has become an industry, a very big one. And the poverty too is really not helping, which is also intentional. The poverty that has given them, that is giving them the massive recruitment base, is also intentional. The northern criminals, that one that you saw that is talking about me, you, she, he, we, us, and all that nonsense, is a state governor in Sokoto State. He is a guy that used 1.2 billion naira to renovate renovate 6 boreholes. He is a guy that said they needed to spend 1.4 billion naira to share food. That's their governor, APC governor of Sokoto. So the poverty industry, the terrorism industry in northern part of Nigeria is well intentional and entrenched. So which means we are not getting out of this anytime soon or ever. Repentant terrorist. If somebody says, okay, I have repented, I'm not doing terrorism again, is it not for that person to come and show us where the rest of the terrorists are so that they can get wiped out, Abby? But no, they get some of them recruited into Nigerian army. Some of them got recruited into a joint task force as vigilantes, only for them to just kind of become a mole. And they have ended up killing more Nigerian soldiers than you can ever imagine. So the supposed chief of army staff, acting chief of army staff, is now, he was there yesterday and today, and I was telling them that give us information that can help us to fight these terrorists. Alaye, you the mad, what happened to the intelligence report? What happened to all the billions and trillions that has been funneled into buying weapons or supposedly gathering intelligence? Because nobody is ready to actually really help you. Okolu, the Jaga Wiri, the Jaga Addicti, the Jaga Banditi, the Ashiwaju àwọn olè, the Ashiwaju àwọn drug pushers, the heroin trafficker himself, certificate forger, is in Saudi Arabia, discussing the peace in the Middle East. It's unfortunate, it is. But we'll leave that one a little bit for now. And then go back to Abuja. In Abuja, and that was yesterday. In fact, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Deji and a few other guys were in Abuja to lead a protest called Wike Must Go. And the reason for that is because, see, for the past 6 months, probably almost a year now, it's more than 6 months, where Wike has been like working overtime in grabbing people's lands. Okay? So if it's either if you found out that you are having too much land as probably estate agents or all these builders, or maybe you found out that, oh, this area seems to be like, we love this land here. Doesn't matter who are there. Even if you have, in fact, majority of those who have become his victims actually have papers, documents to back their occupation of those lands as theirs. But with a Wike, using the power of a government, has cancelled the government-approved document for these lands, which means they revoked the land from the people. Companies are not spared. Businesses are not spared. Wherever Wike wanted land, Wike gets the land. And he is the only one that will tell you that you are there illegally. He can either accuse you of stealing the land or accuse you of being people who are like protecting criminals. Your area is a shanty, so we don't want you here anymore. What happened to compensating people? Even if you want to take their land, would you not want to compensate them? No compensation. Go to hell. So they staged a protest yesterday or 2 days ago and said that, Wike has made a lot of people homeless in Abuja now. A lot of people. And many of them have ended up in the hospital. Yeah, because of the shock. He took the land that belonged to Julius Baja. He took the hectares of land that belongs to an Igbo businessman. He also took the lands that belongs to estate developers, lands that people have actually gotten their documents years before Wike became a minister. And to Wike, go to court. And you know that he's the one controlling the courts now. You see, there's something about judiciary. The day that place is going to implode, chai, Nigeria is done for. You see, there's something about judiciary, right? The judges, they are not supposed to be seen in public with politicians, with private individuals like business people and all that, because they believe that by the moral ethic or what have you of the judiciary, right? These people cannot be seen with the public. Do you get that now? So when PDP